There we go. Okay. Hi everyone. Hi everyone in my Facebook group, especially. I'm gonna see if I can figure out this time how to see if people are coming in to say hi, because I didn't know how to do that last time. So I'm still kind of new at this, but welcome to the full moon reading for this full moon that occurs on Samhain or on Halloween, which is the Wiccan New Year. I don't know about you, but I have been feeling this full moon for the past few days, and I spoke a little bit about this on my Instagram page, but this is the time of year when the veil between worlds is at its thinnest. So if you're someone who doesn't necessarily feel like they can connect to spirit all that strongly, but you're empathic or you feel a lot, this is going to be the time of year when you might notice things that you wouldn't normally notice, or you might have experiences that feel a bit strange. Just trust that. You know, like a lot of the times people have really special experiences and they disregard them as having been something they made up in their head or something they imagined, but just trust the feelings that you're having with those experiences and those moments. I'm going to do the same reading as always. I might do a bonus card today because I love Samhain and why not? So we'll do our energy at the top, primary energy, shadow energy at the bottom, our pathway read, so our energies that are keeping us blocked on top, and then the way through will be underneath in the path. Get going here. There we go. Okay. I'll leave our pathway over here. Super strong, like divine feminine energy as of late. I know it's rang true for me. A lot of the readings I've been doing for people lately have had all female characters as their energies coming through. So and I think even in the new moon reading, I also pulled a lot of divine feminine readings. The main message I'm getting for that one is, well, there's kind of two parts to it. Hi Rachel. I'm learning how to do this. One is rest is really important right now. I think that people haven't been giving themselves enough credit with the amount of energy that it takes to adapt to a new way of life, which is what we're doing right now. You know, we're in the middle of adapting. And the other is that we need to engage in our feminine intuition. If you are female and you're listening to this, or you identify as female, you need to connect with your intuition and live or move a bit more from the heart than moving so much from the mind. I recently and in the past kind of month or so, the energies have really been like head heavy, you know, like I know we passed through Virgo season and Libra season, but a lot of that has been like up here and a lot of focus on the mind, and we have to kind of drop back into our bodies so that we can have access to that intuition and move forwards with clarity instead of trying to schedule out everything. This, I think, is at the point in the COVID world where we used to plan our lives out, then we had the whole pandemic period, and now we're really getting eager to kind of go back to that, planning our lives out. And if you can just continue to be living your life in smaller bites, like one step at a time, then it's going to make things feel a bit less uncomfortable and a bit more easeful as you move through your days. So the primary energy that I got here, this way, is our Oracle woman. A lot of you, and myself included, a lot of you are moving through a period right now where you don't have, not only do you not have all the answers, but you just don't, the pieces are not coming together. You know, maybe you were trying to manifest something and it's just not happening, or you really thought that you were putting all of your ducks in a row and you were going to go in this direction and it was going to be that way, and you were clear and you were meditating on it and everything was going to work out, and it's just not lining up. And the image that my guides are giving me right now is that there's just this layer of cloud over top, and it's not necessarily something that you have to work to break through. Again, that's engaging in the masculine, like, action aspect, and we want to try and sit into our feminine right now. So instead of trying to put in effort to break through that sort of cloud, there's a degree of acceptance that we need to embody right now, that things are just not in this super clear space. And when we pull the Oracle Woman, we're waiting to hear more information. I am getting early November, like kind of the 8th of November and a bit beforehand, things will start to move. They're not necessarily going to resolve themselves right away, but at least you might get some tidbit of information that you're looking for that will help you at least navigate these next couple of steps. So our path isn't quite clear yet. And then this one I'm not overly surprised about, but so we got our feminine Archangel Michael in reverse. So she's our protection guardian that we got in reverse. And the energies that are coming up for this card is that there is a lot of fear around, especially with Samhain. And I mean, the veil is thin between worlds, but we're also in a state of the world right now where there is a lot of fear, you know? What if Trump gets reelected? Or what if things never go back to normal? And it's very easy to fall into what's going on around us. You know, there's a lot more. It's kind of like going into a grocery store and you have this mindset of like, okay, I'm going to eat vegetables, but all you see is Halloween candy. It's easy to fall into the junk and to fall into the, I'm just going to take what's right in front of me because it's there. And the energy of fear is present right now. And it's more important than ever, especially on Saturday and especially over the next couple days as we're around the full moon, to do the things that make you feel protected and feel light on the inside. So whether that's doing a cleansing practice or having a bath or washing your arms with cold water at the end of a day at work to kind of clear your energy. Hi, Ashley. It's going to be more necessary than usual to kind of give yourself this sort of protective wall. Kind of like when you need to, you know, you just need to have a day where you're at home and you're cozy with a blanket and tea and a movie and that's it, and you feel really safe. It's really important to kind of create that around yourself in the next couple of days, and to keep your thoughts and your feelings centered on love, because it's just going to be surprisingly easy to kind of fall into that fear. So just be mindful of it. You know, it's not something you need to be really worried about, but just be mindful of the fear that might be around you, and remember that you can always disconnect from that and you can always return your energy to you. And then for our pathway, okay, this is interesting. So we've got our wise one in reverse for our block, and then interesting, and then our traitor for our path. So I'm just going to tune into this one right away. Okay, this isn't going to be an easy answer for a lot of you, but some of what is blocking us right now and keeping us stuck is kind of more ancient energy. And I know that I don't want to kind of energetically bypass or spiritually bypass stuff that's going on for people and the work that you might need to do or the rest that you might need to take. But there are some blocks that might be related to past lives and things that are bigger than you. So it's more of a message of understanding that sometimes when you feel stuck, it's not just about you, the individual on the ground, trying to make things work. There are bigger energies at play. And what is coming through intuitively to kind of channel this for you is do a little bit of research into something that is an ancient practice or an ancient sort of idea that might be calling to you. Maybe you feel really attracted to the Egyptian world and culture, but you don't really know why. Or maybe you're really into some of the more North American indigenous practices or Celtic lore. You know, if there's something that like comes to mind right away that you've always been into, but you don't really understand why, do the research, because it might be connected to a past life, and it might be connected, you know, like I come from like Romanian gypsy blood and background. So a lot of the time when I feel that something is kind of bigger or like more ancient around me that's getting stuck, I go into that world and I learn about what my ancestors did and what the women did and what the dances were like. And it helps me to understand the lineage that we're all connected to, because we're so much more than just the individual that's here now. Yeah. So explore a little, you know, have some fun, and whatever comes to mind for you first, that's probably the one that you should go for. And I love this for the path, our trader. The main thing that this is that's coming up for me right away is, and I know this isn't going to be as easy for everybody because some people are in cities and like COVID stuff is a bit more intense, but social connection is going to be our pathway through these next couple of weeks and this kind of like shifty, cloudy period where we're trying to figure out what the lay of the land even looks like. The trader is all about connection to others and exchanging what you have to offer for other people, and to help engage yourself in the flow of humanity and the flow of spirit. So even if that just means, you know, exchanging your words with a friend over tea, connect with people, go out, and, you know, if everything is closed and all the restaurants are closed, pack a lunch, pack some tea, go for a walk, but connect with people, or find a way to connect with people that helps you feel like there is something around you other than yourself and your world and possibly your computer and work. You know, it's going to, as we move into the darker months for the people in the Northern Hemisphere, connectivity and community and that sort of energy exchange that fires between people is going to really help you feel thriving as the sun tends to go away earlier. So I just got another kind of quick message, but the other word that came through with the trader here was authenticity. So being brave and being willing to be fully authentic in those connections that you are making. You know, you never know where you might find a friend that you hadn't expected. You know, maybe it was a coworker that you never really resonated with, but then you shared something really authentic or really kind of, you know, personal about yourself, and boom, you've got a total change in the game and deep connection. So those are our regular cards for today. And I am going to pull a bonus card just because I feel like it. So this is just a message from the universe. Okay. So we pulled the summer card, but the energy and the message that's coming through here is things are not always what they seem. So I know I gave a bit of a heavier reading that things are kind of murky and challenging, but I'm just going to tune in here before I keep going. Yeah, so the message I'm getting is there is always light to be found in the darkness. There's always fun to be found in the struggle. So even though you might be in a situation where things feel kind of challenging and kind of murky, see if you can find the places where there's a bit of that silliness or a bit of that lightness, because it's going to be really important in the next little while to remember to turn on that light where you can and to bring that light where you see it, um, because it'll make those murky and those kind of unknown periods a lot easier to bear. They're just showing me like a bit of silliness and a bit of like laissez-faire about stuff. So if you have any opportunity where you can just get a bit childish or free about what you're doing, bring it into your practice and bring it into your life, because it might make things a bit smoother and a bit just a smoother sail. So that is all I have for you today. And everyone on Facebook and in my Facebook group, thank you so much for joining me. If you know of anybody that might resonate with this, or might want to hear these readings in advance, bring them into the group. And I'm going to keep doing these readings early for the group members, because I feel like it is kind of a potent connection. And for those of you on YouTube and Instagram, I hope you have a beautiful Samhain and Halloween, and I will see you all in 2 weeks' time for the new moon. Blessed be.